Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We are at Gen Con right now at the Talsorian booth, and we are going to be taking a look at Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. And we're going to be looking at some of the miniatures right here, but we're also going to be getting a gameplay demo. And if you want to learn more, I'll have links for Cyberpunk and Monster Fight Club and our Talsorian Games in the video description below. But this is a really hot one for me. Big fan of Cyberpunk and the Cyberpunk universe, and this is one I definitely wanted to get that demo of. So we are making some time here at Gen Con. All right, so we're joined today by Chris and Len, and we are going to be talking about Cyberpunk a little bit. So Len, can you give us a little overview before we kind of get into like the specifics of the game?
Yeah, sure. So the Cyberpunk world, this is take place right around 2045. It's the time of the red. Mm-hmm. And what you see on the table right now are the two starter armies that come in the starter box later this summer. You have over here the Maelstrom, and then as you slide over, you'll see those are the illustrious Tiger Claws.
Right.
You can think of them as like a mafia kind of thing, and these guys are a bunch of cyborgs. They just love adding things to make them more powerful, more crazy.
Yeah, these guys are the scariest ones. These are kind of like nightmare fuel guys, and these guys are a lot more relatable, but like also have a lot kind of cooler. I think. Yeah, yep. Absolutely. All right, cool. And then of course so this is a skirmish game, and it's. Like now, I know the Kickstarter. Like some of this terrain that comes in here. Is any of this come with the starter?
Yes. So these are actually early versions, but okay. With the starter set, you'll actually receive these buildings or similar styles of these.
Right.
Same things down here.
Okay.
You'll also receive a crate.
Okay.
And a paper battle mat will come with the set as well.
All right.
And then, of course, the two factions.
All right. And it's basically like a regular skirmish game that. You're going to build your own army. It's point based.
It's point based.
Okay.
There's nothing regular about this game. I love this game because it's a little different. Yep.
Sure, certainly. Terminology wrong, but yeah.
No. I said it to be fun.
No, absolutely, and it definitely does. And that's one of the things that drew me here is that it's not like all the other games.
Exactly.
You got a whole 3-color system, and I'm going to let you talk a little bit more about that. But yes, let's talk a little bit about mechanics. All right, so here we've got some of the character cards and we've got some tokens. So tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here.
Well, so the coolest part, Oni-san is one of my favorite characters in the game.
Okay.
In the demos, she's just having fun shooting people from a distance.
Okay.
So on the cards, you see on the left, first you see the 2 yellow triangles.
Okay.
Those are her actions that she's able to do, 2 yellow actions.
All right.
And just keep thinking along the lines of the colors, and I'll tie it all together in a second.
Like, for example, we'll come back, but this one has green actions. Okay.
Exactly. And then you'll have other ones that are combination, green and yellow.
Okay, excellent.
And you'll find that as you get to the more powerful characters, you'll see more and more green.
Okay.
Yellow is more standard, and you move between 2 actions to 3 actions and more than that.
Okay, excellent.
So then on the card, if you move to the right, you can see the skills. Mm-hmm. So here you can see a close combat fist. Underneath that, a targeting thing. So that's where she's a good shooter, so she has a 2 there.
Okay.
Just a rule of thumb with the numbers. Everybody has a baseline stat for every skill.
Okay.
So effectively, that's 0.
All right.
A 1 is kind of good.
Okay.
2 is really good.
Okay.
And 3 is exceptional.
Oh, like they're a master.
They're a master of it.
Okay, excellent.
So, for example, the leader on the other faction has a fight of 3, so that's really good. He is somebody that you're going to do close combat with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, got it.
Right.
So if you're all 1s, you're kind of like a no-name henchman kind of.
All 1s is all right. Henchmen are all the 0s. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. All right.
And then now we're going to slide down a little bit. Mm-hmm. All the characters have some kind of special rule. Different characters, different rules, but some of them are they shoot better if, they fight better if, or there's things about my friend, you just shot my friend, I'm going to shoot you back because I like my friend, those kind of things. And then further down is the special weapons that characters may have. So you can see Kodai, for example, has a katana, so he's just got a great sword that he used, and the special rule underneath is deadly crits.
Okay.
So now let's talk about some color things here.
All right. Yes.
First, we've already talked about the 2 action tokens, so you have the 2 yellows. Next, you have the ruler.
Okay.
Now, this is just a beta test ruler.
Prototype.
It's not prototype. Thank you. That's the right word.
Okay.
So the prototype, you'll see how it has a red range, a yellow range, and a green range.
Right.
So if you first start looking at his katana, he can attack you in all of the red range.
Okay.
So effectively, if we just used a model right here, they would be able to hit another model all the way up to this because they have the range of red.
Got it.
Okay?
Is there anything closer than like restricted, like to only touching base contact stuff, or is red range basically considered melee?
Red range is basically melee.
Okay.
But then there's this feature where it says reach, where it's 1 inch across.
Okay.
Sorry, let me do it so you can actually read the
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Reach, that is the equivalent of being tied in close combat.
Okay, so anybody, whether you're touching or you have a little bit of leeway there because things bump sometimes.
Correct. Or guys have great swords or things like that.
Got it.
Yep. So close combat, you can be within the red, but actually fighting and committed to
Being
one-to-one,
engaged,
being
kind of?
engaged.
Yes. Okay.
That's the 1 inch. So
Okay.
thank you for that.
No problem.
Okay. Now, here's the other piece of this. So
Okay.
we've talked about that for the range of the weapons.
Right.
Now, if Kodai wanted to move, he doesn't have a range that he moves, but his action token tells you how far he can move.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he's going to use a yellow action token, which means he can move all the way up to yellow.
okay. Okay.
So-
and if somebody wanted to spend a green action token to move, it would be a sprint almost.
Correct.
Yes.
And he could move the entire 12 inches.
I got you.
Exactly.
All right. Excellent. Excellent.
So-
now I'm assuming you can spend an action token to move, but can you spend action tokens to do different actions?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what's great about this game is the actions all tie everything together. So first, you have the action that allows you to, in this case, he can punch you. Everybody has a basic gun, a little pistol in their pocket.
Okay.
So he could shoot with the basic pistol. He could use the action down here, use his katana. He has. Everybody has a basic close combat. So even if they just picked up a rock and pounded somebody, they have that. So you have all that specialness. But here's the cool part. The way you track your health in this game is as you start having damage, your action tokens will change color.
Oh.
So yellow could become red if you get wounded.
Oh, that's magnificent.
Yes, so you'll notice everything is right here. So you don't have to worry about the 20-page rule book or the 100-page rule book, blah, blah, blah. What you need to know to play the game is right in front.
Okay.
He gets wounded twice. One more time, that person's dead.
Oh, so once all your actions are red, that's your last life.
And we call that redlined.
Okay.
So once you're redlined and you have one more, then you're dead.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Now,
Look at that.
the other piece, just to continue with the action tokens real quick, is you flip them over as you take them.
Sure.
So as you go through, you still can defend with dice
All right.
as you're flipping the action tokens. So the benefit is, let's say we're going to start doing an attack over here, and we're going to have Kodai over here is going to run and charge this guy over here.
All right.
Oh, here, tell you what, we can.
Let me bring. Yeah, there we go. All right.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can always pull the card up here if we need to show. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Perfect.
so in Kodai's case, he has 2 yellows. So we're going to use one action, which allows him to move yellow. So you can see yellow is more than enough. So you do base to base with the measuring.
All right.
So more than enough to make it for yellow. And he runs up.
All right. Now, is there? Let me interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Moving over terrain, is there? Is it basically if it's shorter than the mini, you can move over it, but if it's like a box, you can't?
If it's shorter than the mini, you can move over it. If it's a box, you have to climb it.
Okay.
And
so
then
you
there's
just kind of
rolls.
go. There's special rules for climbing.
Yep. And then one of the things too is we have the dice, which we jumped quick.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of put them here for you.
Okay. Oh yes, and hey, these dice match those action colors. Isn't that something?
That is perfect. Almost like they planned it.
I love it.
So in this case, where you have Kodai, who just moved the yellow, notice again, like you were saying, all the colors mean something.
Right.
Move the yellow to get here. So his next action is another yellow token.
Okay.
So he's going to use his second token. So I'll just move these up here so we
Okay.
do it. His second token is now active. He's now going to attack this guy.
Okay.
The barrier's in the way, but remember what I was saying about the reach?
Okay.
They are now in close combat and engaged.
Okay.
So you'll also notice, remember, the red range there? You could have hit him anyway because he has the 3-inch range on his katana.
So he could do a normal punch, or he can use his katana. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
So
All right.
what we're going to do here is you're going to take over Kodai.
All right, I love it. Let's do
And he is attacking Ripper. I'll just show the card up
We
here.
can even set him right there. That's going to be
Perfect.
All right.
So what's going to happen here is you're attacking me. Your action that you're using is yellow.
Okay, so
you're
I'm gonna
going to
roll a yellow die?
Roll a yellow die.
All right. Excellent. And now, am I using any of these skills? Do these come into play here, or should I roll first? Am I
No.
jumping ahead of you?
You are jumping ahead, but you're perfect.
Excellent. Okay.
So hold the die for a second.
I'm gonna jump ahead with a yellow action.
Yep. So before you jump ahead, one little side note for all the really cool players out there. You need to know how I'm going to defend before you roll the die.
Okay.
Because Ripper has 2 yellows, but I may have a character with the green and yellow, so I have to decide what color I'm going to use to defend with.
Oh, and does it cost you? And does it cost you an action to defend?
It doesn't cost you an action to defend,
Okay.
but there's a feature I'm going to show you in a
okay.
second called React.
Let me roll first then. Should
And
I
I'm
roll?
going to get, if you could hand me a yellow die,
Absolutely.
I'm going to roll yellow for defense.
I'm gonna roll here. Well, I normally roll in the dice tray, but I'm knocking over your terrain instead.
Okay.
So I rolled
And-
a 4.
And I rolled a 1.
Oh, not good for you.
But, so let's move your 4 up here.
All right.
You are Kodai, you're a 4.
Yes.
And you have a close combat of 2, that's your skill. So you effectively rolled a 6.
Oh, excellent.
I'm Ripper. I have a close combat of 2 because you defend with close combat.
Okay.
I got a 1 plus 2 would be a 3. Now, one thing about the dice, 1 is an automatic failure in this game. It's a fumble.
Okay.
And an 8 is a critical, or the highest die
Or the highest number
Highest-
is always critical.
is always a critical.
Okay. Got
So
it.
in this case, you wound me, my yellow token turns red because you wounded me.
Oh, so you can, if you try to defend, you're risking the token.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So then,
Correct.
so it's like, hey, do it now. If I've got here, I'll take her for example. She's got 3 greens, so or maybe it's a better example for you that has 2 greens and a yellow. If you risk a green to defend with, if you happen to roll a 1 or something low, then all of a sudden
Yep.
Then you lost your green.
So Flenser, if she was afraid that you were really going to hurt, she's going to roll the green for a higher chance of beating your number.
And you have to decide before you see what I roll, correct?
Correct.
I see.
I'll know what color die you're doing because you're going to say I'm attacking you with the yellow.
You also know my modifiers.
I know your modifier because yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now, if let's say you defended with a green with a different character.
Yep.
I wound you. Now, is the whole token gone, or does it just downgrade to yellow?
So green downgrades. They all downgrade to red. Green to red, yellow to red.
Oh, so red is. Oh, so green doesn't give you like 3 health. It's just a better action before you take the wound.
Correct.
I see.
Correct.
Okay.
So in this guy's case, he now has a red and a yellow left because one of them just turned red because he wounded him.
So if you're on the fence, you may want to only risk a yellow if you know you're going to need that green for later.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But here, let me tell you about this React system. It's another feature of this game that makes it awesome.
Okay.
You have wounded me. I have 2 actions. I really should just do this so you can see it.
Sure. Thank you.
I have 2 actions. So the yellow is replaced by red because you wounded me.
But it's unactivated.
But it is unactivated.
Okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
should give you $20 for knowing this stuff. So with that, I now have the react option. You hit me, I didn't like that, I get to react.
Okay.
So I now can take one of my actions and hit you back, or shoot you back, or run away from you because I'm afraid of you.
Even when it's still my turn because I hit
Right now, interrupt, make it happen.
you. Okay.
So you potentially had 2 actions.
Okay.
Even in the middle of your 2 actions, we're going to stop and I'm going to punch you back.
Okay, so that's a great question, which leads me to a follow-up question. Turn structure. Am I activating all of my guys before you get to go? Or
No.
will you get to go next?
Well, so
Like,
that's
we
what's
do
great about the
one-on-one.
game.
Yeah.
You activate a character,
Yes.
do what you want with that character. There may be special rules, there's other things that you can do. Then it is my turn to activate a character. And to clarify, when you activate a character, Oni-san has 2 actions. She doesn't have to use them all
Because you can save it for...
for reacting, or you do Oni-san, I do Ripper, you do Kodai, I do Ripper, you do Oni-san, I do Ripper.
Oh, you can activate the same character multiple times?
Yep.
All right, now at some point, do you just pass?
At some point, yes, there's a mechanic that's called Inspire, also known as Refresh, where you basically say, during this turn, I am going to refresh all my tokens, so they are all now active.
All right.
And you will have, we don't have them in the demo, but you will have gonks, which are those henchmen you mentioned earlier.
Right. and those gaunts are your low-level 5-point cheap guys.
Okay.
They're the ones who also get to go when you refresh.
Oh, so you get it's the all stars go first, and then the army of pawns basically goes next.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Very cool. And so basically, tell me about victory conditions with this game. Is it basically a death match, or is there a little more to it than that?
Well, so the starter box comes with 8 different scenarios. And what's great about the scenarios, and I'm going to tie this into something as well. So in this particular game that we were doing here, we're doing what's called turf war. It's just 2 factions getting together and beating each other up.
That's the best way to learn.
Best way to learn, exactly.
And one of my favorite ways to play, just offhand, it's fun to just beat people up if you're not wanting to think too much.
Especially in a demo, because everything we've been saying all day, yesterday, today, whatnot, rule of cool.
Oh, I love the rule of cool.
Yeah, so it's awesome where the big leaders will just run across the board and pound face because
if you are having fun, then you are doing it right.
So here's an example. This is the scenario card that we have for the demo.
Okay.
So you can see it shows you your setup, your deployment information, who goes first, your defender or attacker, who sets up first, then who goes first.
Right.
The win condition, which is separate from the end game condition.
Oh, okay.
So in this particular one, if you kill over half of your opponent's models, the game ends, which triggers the win condition of how many Eurobucks points worth you destroyed. So it's very possible for someone to kill all your low-level guys, cause the end of the game, and then lose because I killed the hero who has higher point value than the 3 guys you killed.
And then we got the logo on the back there. Got to make those eddies.
Got to make those eddies.
All right, love it.
Yep.
Okay, so I think that's I think that's got a pretty good overview. Is there anything else? Like when are we expecting this to be available at retail for those people who missed the Kickstarter?
Towards the end of the summer.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. And there's a lot of other factions for fans who are fans of the universe.
8 other factions.
That's excellent.
So there's the lawmen and the zoners, which are my 2 favorite, basically the police and a gang of thugs, if you will.
Okay.
There's the danger gals. There's Gen Red, which is a bunch of little teenagers with big guns, including one who's maybe 12 with a missile launcher.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's awesome.
Because you have some factions here that aren't really represented very well in Cyberpunk 2077, so fans of the video game can come in here and learn a lot more about the universe.
Very much so. And you also have, with the RPG games and whatnot in the books, you can learn the story of the person, because in 2020, they might have been a kid. Then by the time you get to 2045, which is this session, now all of a sudden they're young adults. And then 2077, they might be dead, or they could be alive, depending on what's going on.
They might have a drink named after them at the afterlife or something like that. So
exactly.
Very cool. All right.
Exactly.
No, I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for showing us Cyberpunk Combat Zone. And that's it, guys. So definitely check out Cyberpunk Combat Zone, Cyberpunk Red Combat Zone. It looks like a lot of fun. I love the 3-color system, the actions. And one last question. If somebody doesn't, like, let's say I'm going with somebody that, like we talked about close combat, or a skill that's coming, or range for shooting. If I don't have that skill printed, that means I have a 0 for it, but I still have the skill. So I can still punch, even if I'm not good at it.
Everybody can punch, everybody can shoot, even if you don't have the bonus on the skill.
And everybody can die.
And everybody does.
All right, thank you guys so much. If you want to learn more, check out the links in the video description below. We're going to take one more look over at the big setup over here, and it is pretty cool. Looking forward to this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. Help make this channel all possible. Big thanks to Monster Fight Club and our Talsorian Games. We will talk to you later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. So say we all. And I don't know. I'm running out of things to say. I'll just go ahead and end it there. Take it easy. Have a great one.